when I get multiple messages asking pretty much the same thing, I know it's just probably time to make a video on it. So hello, welcome, my name is Chloe. If you don't know who I am, I help girls get their period back after years of chronic dieting, dealing with disordered eating, and being stuck in quasi-recovery. So if you were new here, make sure that you subscribe because I come out with a lot of really good like motivational and educational videos to help you fully recover and restore your body. So a lot of girls lately have been messaging me, asking me, or telling me pretty much that like, hey, I got my first period back. And I'm like, woohoo, great, that's amazing. But then they go, but now I'm on my second period and it's super light. Okay, so let's talk about this because they're like, do I count this as a period? What is this? Should it be light? Should it be heavier? What's going on? So let me give you my 2 cents. Just a quick sort of disclaimer here, as with all of my videos. If you guys don't know who I am not a doctor and I am not a gynecologist. I am a mind, body, eating coach. I have studied therapeutic nutrition and I studied public health. So I am not giving you medical advice. This information is for educational and entertainment purposes only. So here are my thoughts about this. And this is what I've responded to them, pretty much saying, sounds like you have more to recover. And I know, and it sucks and people don't want to hear that because it's like, but I got my first period back and this is super fun, this is exciting. But it's like when your second period is like 40, 50, 60, 70 days late, and when your next period is super light that you're kind of even questioning whether it is a period, what that is pretty much saying is like, hey, congratulations. You did a lot of work to get your body to the part where it jump started and it started working and you got a period back. But that doesn't mean that full recovery is set in stone. It doesn't mean like, boom, got my period back. All right, now I can go back to working out at the gym 7 days a week. Hopefully you guys are learning throughout this journey that you should never go to the gym 7 days a week. But anyways, you may think like, oh, I can start reducing my calories. I can start doing all these things. Again, all things that you should never like be doing. But anyways, I digress. You may get excited and think like, it's over. Sorry to break it to you, but it's not over. First off, to really be able to say that you are healed from amenorrhea, we are looking for you getting 3 consecutive periods within 35 days. Got it? So you can't say you're recovered yet, like you got your period back, until you've had those 3 periods. Because look, like I even went through an experience when it was like, 5 years ago, where I was like, you know what, I'm going to start actually gaining some weight. I didn't change my exercise at all. I didn't like really change my food at all, really kind of. I mean, I gained weight, so I was eating more, but I was still vegan. And bada bing, bada boom, I got my period back. But it only came once. And then that was it. And then it was like 5 years later, I finally actually got my period back and it came consecutively. So there are random circumstances where the body can just, oh gosh, got your period. But it doesn't mean that like you're recovered yet. So if you have a really light second period, I mean, that's not good, right? We want to see you having a really good, solid, like medium flow. As with everything in life, and I preach about this so much, my Instagram and on my YouTube channel, in my future course, I will be talking a lot about this. On my podcast, I talk about it. It's this idea of balance. It all comes back to the balance. So we don't want you bleeding too much. You know, that poses its own issues and its own problems. We don't want you hardly bleeding at all. We really want it to be somewhere in the middle. Is there an exact ratio? No, gosh, but somewhere in the middle, right? So you want to have a good, at least medium flow going. So if you have a very scanty flow, what that's telling me is that, okay, you probably don't have enough progesterone to actually build up the wall to then slough off. So that's what's happening, right? Is you get your period and the wall starts sloughing off and that's why you bleed. Well, if there's not a lot of progesterone there, well then you didn't build a good enough sort of layer, and so there's not a lot to slough off, and so that's why you have like a lighter cycle. Now progesterone is ridiculously important. If you haven't listened to the podcast I did with Kate Noel on her podcast, I highly recommend listening to that, because I talk a lot about the importance of progesterone and estrogen, and in particular why we need progesterone for like a good healthy metabolism. So that's a great resource to go and listen to that. I'm not going to really dive into everything there. But basically what it's telling me, just big picture, is that, hey, your metabolism is still in a hypometabolic state. Your hormones aren't completely balanced, and we still need to practice the same, you know, principles and behaviors and habits that got us our period back in the first place. So reduced and or completely eliminated exercise, lots of good food, and really focusing on good rest. And I like to add in, this is something that a lot of like amenorrhea recovery people don't talk about, but I like to add in, you need to add in humor, you need to add in friendship, you need to add in nature, you need to add in all those things. So you got to focus on really healing yourself as a whole, and not just like merely I'm only focusing on eating more and exercising less. That's great, amazing, and those are like the two main things, but I like to really incorporate the whole like focus on building relationships, get enough sunshine and vitamin D, get enough sleep. All those things are super important. It helps you reduce stress, and getting your period back in the end of the day is all about reducing stress. So continue on until you have normal within the 35-day range cycle. I do also want to say that if you're getting a cycle too early, like say cycle's coming every like 20 days, we want to lengthen that a bit. Again, that's just it's just telling us that ovulation's a little bit off, and we want ovulation to be around that 14-day mark. Not too much before or after that. So again, that's just all signs that you've done some good work. Now let's just continue really supporting our metabolism. If you are wanting to know how to support your metabolism, how to build it back up after years of trashing your metabolism from chronic dieting, under eating, over exercising, those are the main things that screw us up, head on over to my website. It's not all the way done yet, guys, but bear with me. Most of it is done. You can go on there. It's quasi-functional. It's really hard to build a website, is what I'm finding out. But you can go on there. I do have my like metabolism checklist that you guys can get, just like put in your email and get sent to your email box as a PDF I made. So that's a good place to start. Understand, what is the metabolism? Why is it important? What is the signs of a slow metabolism? And what can we start doing to then improve our metabolism? So do that. I also highly recommend signing up for the Get Your Flow On course, which is going to be talking and guiding and directing and educating you on how to do this. So that will be out soon. I say that every time. No, it is. It's coming out soon. So you guys need to get on the wait list, because those of you who are on the wait list are going to get a discount for when the course does come out. June is like my month for creation. Getting in the right mindset, guys, to just like create this beautiful baby of a course. Hopefully July, mid-July, August, the latest. I'm holding myself to that. I'm going to have the course out. So very, very, very exciting stuff. Make sure you go and do that. I hope that this answered your guys' question, and I will see you in the next video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and that's it for today.